Hey, I've got a little pre-E3 world premiere introducing a new scam that I think some of you watching may have fallen for and don't even realize it. It's a game called The Day Before. It's the #1 most wishlist game on Steam. It had a lot of hype around it. It's a zombie shooter. It's supposed to be like a DayZ-inspired game. But it seems like the reality is the game is inspired by Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo, because it doesn't actually exist. At least, that's the leading theory. So this game was on everyone's radar for a while, but then with a lot of development hiccups, a lot of people just haven't really kept up aside from the hardcore fanatics and the enthusiasts that are looking forward to the game. But they've started to notice a lot of really peculiar shit going on with the company behind it, a company called Fantastic. Now they do actually have a completed game under their belt, but what's very interesting about the Day Before situation is everything they've shown is pre-rendered, it's not actual gameplay, and every time that they hype up gameplay, like right around the corner, it doesn't come. They always have a bunch of excuses like, copyright disputes or, something's gone wrong, my dog ate my files, so we couldn't show the gameplay today. They always have an excuse for why they haven't shown gameplay, and they've been stringing along the community for a long time now. However, yesterday they finally did release 10 minutes of gameplay, and man, what a stinker. To me personally, this has kind of confirmed what I've also believed, that the game didn't actually exist until very recently, where they haphazardly threw this jumbled mess of a presentation together just to prove that there is something tangible. So I'm going to go over everything here. I'm going to show you it from stream where I broke it all down, but there's also some great videos that cover it, such as this channel here that goes really in depth on it, so I'm going to put a link to them in the description if you want more info. I'll quickly try and address and answer the question I know you're asking yourself right now. Why would they fake this game? What is there to gain from it? And I don't have the answer. I have no fucking clue. Really, nobody does. All we can do is speculate, because it's not like they're making money off of it. It's not a crowd-funded project. It's free to wishlist, so it's not like they're taking in money from the community through presenting a product that's not real. So I don't know, but there's so much weird shit with it, it's hard to actually imagine that there is a team of developers that are making the game that they have been showing the pre-rendered shit for. It doesn't compute. So I'm going to show you everything, and you can make your own mind up on whether or not the game is real, or at least has been real prior to the 10 minutes that they've shown today. And it's just a wild situation. So this game turned out to be real? I wouldn't say that. For those that don't know the situation, The Day Before is a painfully generic-looking zombie shooter that had a lot of hype. It's the #1 wishlisted game on Steam, but all they've ever shown is pre-recorded, pre-rendered content, and every time they're like, here comes the big gameplay reveal, they end up postponing it. So if you go to their developer page, which is Fantastic, you're going to see all kinds of missed deadlines and empty promises that never followed up with, such as like release date, never happened, mega event never happened, gameplay, not gameplay, still pre-rendered. And they just kept placating, stalling, pushing it, kicking the ball further down the field. All the while people start to get skeptical if the game's even real. Fast forward to yesterday, after numerous delays and many scapegoats, such as like a copyright dispute and all kinds of wacky wild webs. It's like an absolute fucking mess of an anime plotline. They finally drop a 10-minute gameplay trailer, and I'll show you some of it. It is a disaster. I think it is very clear, and I think you will also find it very obvious that what they've thrown together here is something they cooked up over the last couple weeks due to mounting pressure. It is literally a jogging simulator through an empty world with only 4 zombies being shown. And I can't recall them even firing on the zombies. They might, I don't remember, but even still, all they show is 4 zombies on screen across the 10 minutes, and everything else is jogging in like actual placeholder stock images for items. It's an absolute shit show. And I already see people asking, and this is the same thing I asked when I first got made aware of the situation, why would they fake a game? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea why they would fake a game. I don't know what there is to gain from it unless they're defrauding investors, but it's not crowdfunded. Wishlisting the game on Steam is free, so they're not making money off fans. I don't know. Maybe they just want it to seem cool. They use it to flirt with girls at a bar. Like, hey, I'm developing the day before. You like zombies? Check this shit out. But here, I'll take you in. Money laundering? I think people really don't understand exactly how money laundering works. This wouldn't be money laundering, this would just be money tying up. It'd be money spending. When you launder money, you need to clean it and get it back. They're not getting it back. Yeah, I hope you really like watching this kind of gameplay, because this is all it is. Legitimately all it fucking is. It's more like I Am Legend than anything else. Just Will Smith going about his day, casually. In the beginning of the movie. Love the free Facebook royalty-free music. Love that. Elevator tunes. That department store jingle. I think the game is real, they're just bad at management. I just don't. This convinced me even more so than anything else that the game isn't real. This seems like such a rushed job just to present something. Because no developer in their right mind, even developers that are like truly delusional, like high on their own farts, way up their own ass, not even they would think this is a good presentation for their upcoming product. Because it shows nothing. There's no fucking zombies. And like all of this, we have seen this exact UI in Steam asset flips that I've played. The bad Steam game, the bad game nights, we have seen this exact fucking UI in everything. It just feels like they threw this together as quickly as they possibly fucking could. Because maybe they're at risk at being investigated or something, I don't know. They hyped this up as the gameplay extravaganza. True, yes, this had fucking months of hype. This was their big bomb. This was their E3. And this is what they're showing. The game is not fucking real. Also, there is absolutely no texture on anything, by the way. Like, her skin just looks like flat-colored noodles. Phone game ad. Yeah. Oh, so they do shoot some. Damn, that was fucking innovative. That was crazy. Okay, that was epic. How do I pre-order? Oh, don't worry, I'm sure they're going to release some kind of pre-order functionality soon. I mean, you can see where the money goes. This is looking incredible. Finally, a zombie game to redefine the genre. It's like a shitty version of The Division. It's like a shitty version of any game that's ever existed. There's nothing. And compare this to the first gameplay trailer they showed, which is, again, not real gameplay, even though it's kind of presented as such. It's clear that they never actually made that game. Never even had that game. They never had their car. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky you didn't blow the welds off the intake. Did they actually make the environment because it's well modeled? Our threshold for well modeled must be very different. So when I think of a game that had this level of hype in their early gameplay trailer, having that level of polish, when I see the actual game and I look at these things and it's blurry textures that still have absolutely no detail on them, that screams laziness. Like, I certainly wouldn't say that it's well modeled. It seems like it's haphazardly thrown together. Looks fine to me. Here, to be fair to the 3 people employed at this company that threw this together as like a last-minute homework assignment, to be fair to them, if they released this on Steam new releases, I'd be like, oh, this looks fine. This doesn't look terrible. But what they showed here, and I'll pull it up, what they initially showed for this game was a whole different level. And it's not even comparable. Where's their initial? Oh, here. Someone did a direct comparison already. There, here. Thank you. This is what I was looking for.
Yep. I'll find out what's in the skyscraper. Okay, and I'll look around here.
No, I didn't see that at all, but... RTX off for real.
Right. And there aren't any more guns in the
True. But I mean, do I even need to continue it? Like, you can clearly see that this is not something they ever actually fucking made. Right? Like, we can all agree If you hadn't seen this announcement trailer, I think now it should be much more clear. Like, I don't need to keep rubbing your nose in it. I'll let this continue because it's so comical in comparison. But yeah, this is very much thrown together as quickly as possible. That's cute. I mean, that's just kind of adorable. What are you supposed to do in this game? I don't know. Feel remorse for ever being excited for it? I really don't know. But again, I also just don't think it's ever coming out. I've said that about 4 games now, I think. 3 of them have come out. 1 of them was a disaster. The other 2 were fine. But this one is legitimately something that just doesn't exist. They threw this together super quick just because of mounting pressure. 100%. You see the Grammys are gonna have a video game soundtrack as a category? That's cool. Still won't get me to watch, but that's cool. I'm sure that'll mean a lot to developers and the artists. I just don't really care too much about the Grammys in general. Damn it, it was just popping off, too.
The day before, November 10th, 2023.
That is the absolute, that is 100% the same guy that does the Monster Jam announcements back in the day. Monster Jam! Coming to the Raymond James. Pretty cool, though. Last night, Rockstar Games surprised everyone by releasing the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer ahead of schedule. Just like my kinesiology professor, they said, to be early is to be on time. So, Rockstar Games blessed us all with something to soy face over in the biggest way possible. The official Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, and as of recording this video, the trailer has 84 million views in 21 hours. A couple days ago, on stream, I actually decided to make a bit of an educated guess on how many views I thought this trailer would get in 24 hours. And boy howdy, I couldn't have been more wrong. Get ready to shoot spitballs at me. I said within 24 hours on YouTube, I thought it would have between 25, maybe like 30 million views. But I did say across all platforms, it could probably reach like 100 million. Well, on just YouTube alone, it's already at 84 million. Within the next 3 hours, it'll probably hit like 95 million or 100. So I was way off the mark here. I was out of my gourd. It's impossible to accurately convey just how popular this franchise is. It is unfathomably huge. Just ginormous. So, what are my thoughts on the trailer? I'd like to get into that really quickly, and then there's also a conversation that happened after this trailer dropped on Twitter, the home of brain rot, that I have to make fun of. I legitimately can't make this video without making fun of this viral conversation that happened. But let's start with the trailer itself. I thought the trailer was great. Now, a few days ago, I did make a video kind of saying that I'd love to see some gameplay out of this trailer, but I knew that that was kind of an unrealistic, far-fetched pipe dream. This is the first fucking trailer for GTA 6. Very few games are going to come out of the gates firing with gameplay, and I knew it was pretty unlikely that that would happen here. I just wanted to say I would love to see that, and then I went into like my wet dream for what it might look like. The fact that there's no gameplay in the trailer isn't disappointing to me in any way. I kind of knew that would most likely be the case, and everything they did show in the trailer got me excited. And I think for a lot of people, this trailer helped wash away some of the doubt they had about what GTA 6 might look like. I remember when the GTA 6 leaks first hit the cyberspace, there were a lot of people concerned that the game was going to look bad, like visually look bad, based on this like really early alpha gameplay. But now that the trailer's dropped, I think everyone can comfortably say that the game looks amazing. I think it looks extraordinary. This shit looks better than real life. I think the visuals are stunning here from the trailer. And if you're unfamiliar with GTA, this is something Mudahar mentioned as well, typically their trailers are pretty indicative of what the game itself looks like. So what you're seeing in GTA 6, I imagine, will be what the game looks like when it actually ships. Rockstar's got a pretty good track record when it comes to not over-promising and under-delivering based on their trailers. Like, for example, a lot of other AAA games will really juice up their trailer to look the best it possibly could, and then when the game actually comes out and makes it to your greasy, grubby little fingers, it looks like a fucking Game Boy game. Looks nothing like the trailers led you to believe it would. Just like really misleading marketing because they put all of their fucking resources to get you hook, line, and sinker to buy into this product that is not going to look like the trailers led you to think it would. Rockstar has never had that problem. Their trailers are a very accurate indicator for how the game is going to look when you're playing it. So I'm extremely optimistic that the game will look like this, and that is incredible. I can't wait. Vice City, I thought, looked jaw-dropping, just beautiful. It was also cool to see some familiar spots in Vice City as well that looked amazing in the trailer. It was also really cool just to see how full of life Vice City appears to be. I felt like I was looking at a real, living, breathing world where all of the NPCs were fucking sentient. Like, it looks like they're all doing something, like chores. They're not just like idly standing by taking up space or anything or just repeating animations. Of course, when the game comes out, maybe that is the case, just like endlessly bench pressing on like a beach or something. But in the trailer, it was cool to just see so much activity from just the NPCs engaging with the world itself. Like, you'll have people running on the beach with their dog, or, you know, there was... Hold on. I'm back. Yeah, so, I can't keep a secret from you. I'm sick again. So I've got a lot of mucus in my throat, and sometimes that shit just bubbles up, and it needs to come out in one way or the other. But anyway, I'll wrap up my thoughts here. I don't want to gush and grannies too long on the trailer. I thought, overall, very exciting trailer, and it's got me super, super hyped for GTA 6. And we now know a release year, which is incredible. And it's not that far. 2025, I actually thought it'd take longer, to be honest. I thought there'd be a lot more of a wait. So, hey, all good news here from GTA 6, and let's get to the thing that we all need to point and laugh at. This breathtaking dog shit of a thread here featuring the king of cringe, Elon Musk, and his sidekick, his little henchman that keeps trying to attach himself to Elon's asshole, Ian. So, there's a tweet made saying, a list of games I have not played, GTA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically just saying, I haven't played any of the GTA games. Nothing wrong with that. I think you're missing out if you've never experienced GTA, but hey, to each their own. Elon Musk then replies saying, tried, but didn't like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it. To which Ian responds, I'm glad shooting cops in Cyberpunk 2077 is completely optional. Never finished GTA 5 either. If that isn't the most pathetic read you've ever had on Twitter, I don't know what is. Elon Musk has many times in the past touted how soft society's become. Oh, everyone's such a uptight, sensitive softy. Meanwhile, he's saying, pardon me, pinky out, I couldn't play GTA 5 because I don't like crime. I'm such a good guy that I couldn't deal with the act of shooting a police officer in a video game. Those pixels on the screen representing a police officer, they were too much for me. I had to go into the shower, turn it on, and just let it wash away my tears. It was traumatizing. This fucking goober and his goofball hemorrhoid that keeps trying to attach himself there, Ian, they can't separate video games from reality? That's just dangerously delusional. Like, that is a bad mindset if you're fucking lost in the sauce and can't separate a fucking fictional work from the real world. And I guarantee that's not why he stopped playing GTA 5. Because I know if somebody Elon didn't like said something similar, like, if Mark Zuckerberg made a statement like, I couldn't finish Elden Ring, I had to drop it because I couldn't come to terms with having to take a life. Murder shakes me to my very soul. Elon Musk would be dunking on him 24/7, saying shit like, Zuckerberg's not fit to run a company. He's not in his right mind at all. He thinks murder in video games is real. How deranged and brain-rotted can you be? This is ridiculous. It's laughable. How soft. Meanwhile, he's saying the same fucking thing here about GTA 5. I had to drop it because I couldn't deal with being forced to shoot a police officer in this video game. Fucking wild. And Ian is the most shameless here because he's just blatantly lying. So he actually got community noted. He is a huge GTA 5 fan who has even written articles on GTA 5, including evading and attacking police officers in the game. So he's just fucking lying. He's just lying because he desperately wants Elon Musk's friendship, and he will do anything to achieve it. He finds new, innovative ways of gobbling Elon's meat. Like, I have never found someone so obsessed with his wiener in my life. Ian would fly across the globe 6 times over if it meant he could kiss the tip of Elon's penis. Ian would probably give up one of his senses, like his sense of smell, if it meant that Elon Musk would look in his direction at some point. It's just so sad and pathetic. What in the world? It's a video game. You don't have to like GTA. Like, that's fine. If you're not a GTA fan for whatever reason, so be it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just extremely comical coming from Elon Musk and Ian, 2 people who are constantly going on about, oh, everyone's so fucking soft these days, and then like going on about all these different talking points kind of stemming from the same belief, and then to go out there and just publicly say, I had to drop GTA 5. I couldn't deal with crime. Like, what do you mean? You didn't like doing crime, Elon? The name of the game is a crime. Grand Theft Auto is a crime. It is the name of the franchise. You obviously knew what you were getting into. What the fuck? How stupid can you be? And I know he's lying. I know he's just lying. But what are you even lying for? No one's going to applaud you for this. This isn't brave or interesting. Like, what, it's so quirky that you dropped GTA 5 because you didn't want to kill a police officer in the video game in the opening scene? Like, what the fuck? Were you expecting everyone to just stand up, give you a standing ovation? Wow! Look at Elon! He's such a fucking hero! He gave up GTA 5 because he couldn't deal with the magnitude of a decision like this. Like, it's so dumb. I'm actually getting heated over the stupidity. It's crazy. But anyway, I've been yapping enough about that Twitter thread. Just such a shockingly degenerate performative piece of bullshit. Like, it's so dumb. So yeah, super excited for GTA 6. I thought the trailer was great. Again, if you're not a GTA fan, you're not hurting my feelings. I don't make the games. I'm not personally offended. It's not that big of a deal if you don't like them for whatever reason. It's just, for these 2 goofballs, their reasons are super, super silly, considering the kind of persona they like to exhibit online. So, yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Dreamworld, the Scam MMO Alpha is here. This game looks great. Reminds me a little bit about IMVU. Running in a full 140 FPS, the way that the creators envisioned, baby. Hold on, give me 1 second. This was a Kickstarter. The last game you'll ever play. What a horrible... If you put money into a Kickstarter that says the last game you'll ever play, you're a fucking idiot. You pretty much deserve to be scammed. Are you fucking serious? I can't find its Kickstarter. Can someone just tell me how much it raised? $64,000. $64,000? Let's see what people saw here that made them want to put $64K into it. I've been saying for years, Kickstarters are the dumbest things that you can put money into. They very rarely ever even come out, and when they do, they're usually not good. Wow, look at it go! I'll never need to play another game again! All my friends are here! This reminds me of one of those old Windows 95 games. There's even frame rate issues in their fucking trailer.
We want to create the world with the most freedom possible. If you see a tree and you want to cut it down, go cut it down. If you see dirt that needs digging, go dig that dirt. If you see a mountain that needs leveling, take that.
So, like every other game that comes out like in the last 5 years?
Waist high. And my fiance left me soon after.
Jesus Christ. What does this have to do with Dreamworld? What the fuck is going on?
And then Gary quit his job, and we added features every week, and we worked every waking hour. And then Dreamworld went from small white box test level to medium-sized island to a massive world where players could run around.
So this is a bunch of asset store pieces put into a world like every other Steam scam?
Incredible, wild ride. Excited to be
I've played so many Steam new releases. This is exactly the same thing.
This is only the beginning.
Hi, I'm Garrison.
Hi, what's up, Garrison?
I was working at Google, Facebook, and Apple, and
Wow.
I left to come work on Dreamworld. Zach has
Why?
always had this idea of a single.
Why did you quit? You didn't have to.
Game world. Dreamworld will be the largest multiplayer game ever.
Whoa, that's
Thank
a big
you
claim.
so much for being a part of this
Oh,
Kickstarter
I don't know
campaign
about that.
and part of Dreamworld.
All right.
And we'll see you in Dreamworld.
I see why people put money into it. But this looks good. I'm sure they get to it in the next Kickstarter video, but I bet Steve Jobs came back to life to invest in Dreamworld. Okay, now let's see what happened. Now that I'm caught up on the lore. This really has everything a gamer needs. The only problem is at some point you're gonna have to go get food and take a piss, which means there's gonna be time you spend away from Dreamworld. That's really the only flaw I can see. Look at this, he even has negative 214 billion shit particles. Dog shit loaves. Whatever this element is.
Many YouTubers, in fact,
I'm so sorry to do this. Is that true, Peter? There's a vid by his ex-fiance where she watches his Kickstarter pitch and exposes how much he left out. This is nutty. Where can I find that? Why I broke off my engagement. Why am I involved with the Dreamworld scandal? What the fuck is happening?
I ended my engagement about 8 months ago. I
heard.
Talked about it on the internet.
It was real rough. He made a shitty game. It was bad.
I don't need the public internet validation around.
Whoa!
Story.
What the fuck? That's what it's all about.
I didn't want to
internet points. What do you mean?
However, to me, I'm like, what? I'm the ex in this situation. Like, why
Thanks
am
Prime
I
Willpower.
being involved at all in any way? Why? So
you breaking his heart led to him scamming people. It seems.
There are many people out there explaining. He says we're struggling to pursue our aspirations. I was doing fantastic. Thank you very much.
Classic.
You're just talent.
I had a feeling he was lying.
I was able.
But did you ever stop to ask how he was doing?
Interesting job at this point. Was fully supporting myself.
He was hurting.
He was literally multiple months into already developing this before I broke up with him. He was in the midst of the truth when I broke up with him, and me breaking up with him did not affect that.
Did it look like shit back then too?
Honestly, I had already made up my mind to at least call off the engagement before I then found out.
I'm learning so much about this guy for
as
some reason.
The main reason I broke up with him. It's not the main reason, but it majorly affirmed my position to break up. So
I want to break up with him now, and I'm not even dating him.
Go back. Couldn't resize the ring to fit my finger because it would have entirely melted. The exact words from the jeweler were cheapest option on the market. I confronted him about the ring. I asked if he knew it was fake, and I mean, to be honest,
this seems so
he had been scammed
not involved with Dreamworld. But I'm invested now.
Priced, and then when he called the jeweler after, I asked.
He should have made the ring.
He came to find out that the woman who
in Unity out of an asset, and then 3D printed it.
She had actually. He also started saying things like, "Well, why do you deserve a diamond?" Or "Why do I have to buy you a diamond?" and things like that.
He's going full Redditor.
But again, it was really California.
Well, why do you deserve a good MMO?
I flew back to New Hampshire early.
I'm starting to see the correlation now. I'm learning way too much about this guy.
Consider going anywhere near a harder drug like coke. It is.
I didn't accuse him of being on drugs.
But I can guarantee.
I'll let that stay as a personal thing. I don't need to know. So he has a history of being dishonest. So this is a newer video than this one, so I think chronologically the next chapter in the Dreamworld saga is this one.
Beyond that, a group of people have made it their mission to dig into every detail about the project and the people behind it, and it's an absolute nefarious shambles. The developers, if we can
I know so much about this guy now.
Which is
so
successful
much.
My fiance left me. My best friend Gary left me. My parents left me. We got so excited that I made a Discord channel and it left me.
Which, of course, neglects to mention that you bought her a fake engagement ring to propose to her at a red carpet event and being universally panned by even success and being...
Gary put nipples on these things? What the fuck? He had to go in here and custom add these nipples. This is just a stock asset. There are no nipples on this normally. Superstar coder Gary came in here and said, put some fucking nipples on this. My man, I really think he is a superstar coder. He probably made Google.
Other players in the game are a floating sphere instead of an actual avatar. They tried to fix the absolutely terrible
I'm just shocked there's other people in the
kind
game.
Of fog system. Essentially, a 13-year-old fresh out of his first IT class could essentially absolutely ruin this game for everybody involved by just telling the server whatever he wants to happen and the server would say, yeah, you're right, that did happen. At this point,
What?
you couldn't even call it hacking or a hacker, because it's actually so easy that I'm pretty sure Cheat Engine could ruin the whole game out of the box. And that's
Holy
not all.
shit.
The things that... So if you invite people who they don't like, they also ban you from the server for just inviting people. So the worst part
Jesus
about this
Christ.
is if you back the game, the only place to get updates on the game is on Discord. And if you even ask a question or say something that they disagree with, they just ban you outright. They don't speak to you. It doesn't have to be anything serious whatsoever. You get banned, and then you can't even follow along with the game that you paid money for.
What? Hold on, I want to read some of these. This guy actually had children running his game's Discord? Is that even, like, legal? Would that count as child labor? Unpaid labor from kids to monitor your product's Discord and manage it? That's such a weird gray area. What the fuck?
Because people thought that these children, because they're children, were just banning people for no reason. When in actual fact, it was Wolf and Gary. So not only did they recruit these kids...
Well, let's not. We
under
don't
the
know
guise
about
of
Gary.
giving them
We
a
don't know
job
if it was him.
eventually, which is...
64K is pennies compared to some Kickstarter scams. These YouTubers are milking this for their own content. What? So just because in comparison to some of the other bigger Kickstarter scams, this is no longer an issue because it's only 64K? Disagreed entirely. It's not the biggest Kickstarter scam in history, but it's 64K that came out of people's pockets that they believed in a project that didn't exist. Just because it's not a ton of money comparatively to other projects doesn't mean it's no longer important and shouldn't be talked about. And to the second point, it is good content at that.
Like 5 people behind me to all sort of like stop with me and like look around like they didn't know me. And I realized that they were running with me because they really liked the music, and they weren't.
That never happened.
Probably because they also realized that it was a safety hazard.
So obviously, as
Never
soon as
fucking
everybody
happened.
noticed... Funnily enough, this isn't even the worst business that this fucking Melvin's tried to start.
Exit
Let's
Prime
take a look at
Disarray.
the absolute straight fire clothing brand that he started. March 2018, introducing Baron brand, another business to add to the pile. As you
Oh
can
my
see,
God.
some absolutely fantastic designs here. I mean, if I was 13 again and just saw my first episode of Naruto, I'd probably be super
Well,
into
hey,
this.
Naruto,
Perhaps if
Naruto.
they sold it in like a... But this is by a full-grown man, and this is his best attempt at a business venture.
It
He also, of course, designed
doesn't
a
look
website which is
good,
serviceable
per
by the
se.
standards of most people. But whenever I see a full-grown man making promises to cover the expenses of a 16-year-old girl moderator and promising work for them while they're making jokes about him being her dad, it's just weird. It's creepy, and even
Who
if
did
this
this?
is all that there is to it, it just makes me feel off about the situation. I have to question if this is being said like out in the open in a mod section where multiple people
Oh
have
God,
access
not
to this that are
Gary.
not paid employees or anything like that. What's
Gary!
being joked about in private? There is now mainstream game press getting involved, journalists asking them for comment and interviews, to which they of course claim to be incapable
Yeah,
of doing so.
Caleb
as
brought
they
it up
just
to
don't
me.
have the
That's where I
time,
heard it from. He brought it up
despite having
today.
the time to sit on Discord.
He
and
doesn't even go on the
instant ban
internet. He doesn't have a
anyone who
fucking
asks any
computer, and he
questions
heard
they
about
deem
it.
to be too difficult to answer. Of course, they've got the time for that one.
What a fucking
To the
disaster of a
tourist
game, though.
amazement, RPGs work out how you can spot the scams, work out why they're trying
Oh,
to
this is just like a full all-encompassing thing. I can pretty much spot an MMORPG scam. If it's not made by a big studio, it's a fucking scam. Like 100% of the time. No 2-person team can make an MMO. Just can't fucking happen. I can't think of a single MMO off the top of my head that wasn't made by like a decently sized team ever. And functioned and wasn't dog shit. What a wild rabbit hole. Chronicles of Elvira, $8 million Kickstarter game? Oh, Illyria? $8 million game reveal. Did this actually receive $8 million in funding? $1.3 million. I'm assuming a company or like an investor came in as well, if I had to guess. Surprisingly, unlike every other Kickstarter game ever, they haven't just completely abandoned it. At least they're giving updates still. Okay. I'm interested. Let's take a peek. Well, actually, let me watch their initial pitch while we're here. Because they had a huge ask for this. 900K. Hyper J.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Walsh.
What's up,
owner
Jeremy?
of Soulbound Studios and creative director of the innovative new MMO Chronicles of Illyria. I'm here today to talk to you about the Kickstarter we're running for this new.
When a
innovative
game
that's
says that it's
redefining what people
innovative,
think of
I
as
know
fun,
that it's not.
possible and immersive. Hi, team.
What the fuck's going on?
Coming from a broad range of game companies such as Microsoft Game Studio, Sony Online Entertainment,
Did I just see
Foxy
the game?
Studio, Monolith, Bungie, Snowblind Studio, Pandemic Studios, and Liquid Entertainment made sure that in landscape really it's just require player skill.
Here we
The best
go.
example of that is our combat system, which we'll talk more about later. The
Wow.
fourth design pillar of and a lot of MMOs, they automate things such as fast travel and a mail system in
Oh,
order to
God.
make the game go by faster.
Yes.
What we want to do with Chronicles
Quality of
Warriors is
life.
slow the game down again, give you an opportunity to travel from point A to point B, to stop and make camp.
That's a hard sell
and to
on me.
reintroduce those elements that allow opportunities for dramatic.
We
events.
removed everything that makes the game
Now that we have a
fun.
high-level overview,
where we permanently kill a character when they die of old age or of combat wounds or whatever. But a problem we ran into.
If they don't eat healthy, they
is
get
that players
diabetes.
want some feeling of continuity.
You have to really take care of your character in Illyria.
And then have to restart. It's just not.
one of the things I'm really excited about with Chronicles of Illyria, and one of the things that we're doing a little bit differently, is the introduction of a family system. The family
Oh,
system is so
wow.
important that it's actually the third step in character creation after picking which soul you're going to use.
Maybe you go down the dark side and you find alcohol.
Today, the first thing you do during character creation is
The
actually
family
determine
doesn't like that.
your class and race. I'm of no benefit to them, or if I do come along with
This
them,
is a
I'm not
really
going to
long
die.
Kickstarter pitch, I'll be
You're
honest.
dead weight, exactly.
This
So in
this is like a
case,
lot
we
more
introduce a
effort than
system that
most bad
specifically caters to the
Kickstarters.
family, which is the bolstering system.
And it doesn't even seem
And
bad
the
so
bolstering
far.
system works like this. If you're in game,
they are actually
Estimated delivery
Not only can you
2016.
walk, run, sprint, jump. You can also vault, climb onto walls, hang off ledges.
I see, it's been a while.
Climb onto the rooftops and do flourishy jumps if you want to. But the system.
Look
does
at
not
that
hold
shit,
you.
he's free running.
It's completely player skill based. You need to
I
know
saw
what
that
your
kind of shit in
character
YouTube
can do,
videos.
As well as
What happens when they don't deliver?
So
Nothing.
you could actually build up a huge
There's no
reputation.
obligation for them to even deliver anything ever.
To a large number of
A
people.
lot of them don't.
And then you can also set up a.
Okay.
Those are
This is a lot to take in. Let's just see what we actually ended up getting. This pitch seems like one of the most ambitious titles I've ever heard. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere at the 15-minute mark they introduce a system that allows you to literally import your real soul into the game and live out the rest of your life in Illyria. So let's see what we actually ended up with.
This is a story about a game that claimed to give players the freedom they wanted, freedom to live, freedom to die. Hundreds of thousands of fans, 6 years of waiting.
Finally, a game lets me
that to this
die.
day, no one.
If you die in
A game that would
Illyria,
have
you die in the
living
real
and dying
world.
In a fantasy land
I
where
believe it.
seemingly anything was possible. For many, it was literally a dream come true. So where did it all go wrong? Let's start at the beginning. April 28th, 2009.
2009?
Kickstarter, a crowdfunding platform launches. September 20th,
I was gonna
2009,
say.
the first, or at least the first instance
Jesus
I could
Christ.
find. October 10th, 2012. The Game Developers Conference. Star Citizen is announced.
Yo, it's the one.
Ever presented.
That's like a $300 million crowdfunded
on a scale
piece of
beyond
shit.
anything we'd ever seen. September 18th, 2015, the first ever screenshot of Chronicles of Illyria would be shared on the company's Twitter timeline.
Look
this
at
time,
that
the community
beauty.
is already beginning to grow, giving the company anywhere from $5 at the lowest level of contribution to $10,000 for the King or Queen package at the top level. Each package would allegedly
These are
come with
some
an array
dapper.
of goodies to tempt in the potential backers, ranging from a wallpaper and access to the newsletter at the lowest end,
Thanks, they're so
and a
bogus.
literal kingdom to rule over in the game at the high end. For $10,000, you could own your own kingdom. And of course, you're probably wondering if anyone would pay to be a king or a queen. They did. 4 of them. The launch
And
of the
now
Kickstarter
they're
subsequent financial
very
success was
unhappy, I
received
bet.
Mostly positively. Project funding will continue on our site, chroniclesofillyria.com, after the Kickstarter ends, starting June 6th. We will offer the ability to upgrade
Yeah,
your
it sounds about
existing
right.
pledge. When the website came up, it would feature
Wow.
a ticker which showed the exact dollar amount raised from the various products and perks sold on the website.
Holy shit.
And it would continue to tick by month after month as more fans of the genre caught wind of Chronicles of Illyria and became enamored with the idea of this unbelievable journey they would soon embark upon.
But why,
At this point of
though?
the story, we have to introduce a supporting character.
Just wait for it to
Axelos,
come out and buy
a common
it.
payments. With this came an admission of neglect in transparency with the community that had supported the dream to this stage. The game was not progressing at the speed they had promised. The inability to attract world-class engineers to
Let me see. What does this statement even mean? Second, we wrongly assume that having a kick-ass game design, rock-solid team of core employees, and successful Kickstarter under our belt would immediately draw in world-renowned talent. What, you wanted, like, Logan Paul to promote it or something? Is it, like, what the fuck does that statement even mean? We continue to have only a single engineer from May until December of 2016. Alright. Well, that'll do it.
Alpha 1 would now...
They're waiting for someone to make the game for them.
2018. Skipping forward to January 12th, 2018.
That's a good plan.
The game was still yet to be played.
Can we watch some good Kickstarters? Are they all a scam or some actually
the
fine?
revolutionary tech solution that they'd announced as a
I'm pretty harsh on Kickstarters for good reason, but some of them do deliver and are good.
They had spoken so
I think
highly
Chivalry
of
was
and
actually a
spent the last
Kickstarter
19
game.
months working with as funding continued to gradually increase throughout 2017 and
Why?
But there was something in the air.
They made almost $1 million doing nothing.
Deadlines, lack of communication, and of
Holy
course,
shit.
an increase in worrying crowdfunding events. The cracks were already beginning to show. The official channels for communication, the Discord, the forums would become increasingly hostile, and more people were either being banned or removing themselves. The updates were less and less frequent. The features
they're lost. They don't get to own a kingdom in Ilaria.
We had not seen almost September 6th, 2019.
Let's go.
The first gameplay footage of Chronicles of Ilaria seen.
It looks so good.
Since
Fuck.
October 30th, 2017.
This is gonna change everything.
The first video ever from Soulbound Studios to receive a negative like to dislike ratio since the announcing of the game.
This looks like some shit we'd play
will
on
be the
bad
turning
game
point in
nights
the
from
story for
Steam.
most. Comments flooded in
Oh my
asking what
God.
was going on. Why did the game look this way? I posted a video claiming that Chronicles of Ilaria would soon cease operations.
Oh, now how
as a
dumb do you
studio,
feel now,
and the
huh?
game would subsequently be cancelled. With the pre-alpha, the players would finally get to test the
Oh,
game. The
let's
game
get
was
it.
finally inside. One more step and pre-alpha would be in the players' hands. The
Wow,
Settlers of Ilaria
it actually
event
looks
lasted
like
45
RuneScape.
days and allowed the
Like if
community to buy
RuneScape,
plots
old
of
school
land
RuneScape
within
was
the
made in
game world
Unity.
for between $65
Holy shit.
and $1,350 each. 20th of March 2020.
Wow.
The post opens. Soulbound
I feel
Studios
stupid for
working
being
hard
excited for
work on
Breath of the
gameplay
Wild
features and
2,
technology
when this
that
exists.
will deliver Chronicles. Pre-alpha was available to the backers, titled Trial of the Tested. This would turn out to be nothing more than a small obstacle course. Something many developers claim to be able to put together in a matter of days. or
What the
hours.
fuck is
The
this?
announcement
It's
posted
actually
several
RuneScape.
features,
They gave you an
jumping,
agility course.
Climbing, ziplining.
Oh my
and
God.
running. The post, of course, ended.
Jagex has a
reminding
lawsuit on their
the NDA,
hands.
The non-disclosure agreement was in effect. No one would be permitted to show footage of the gameplay.
It really
nor
does
would
look
be
like a
allowed to
student
speak
game.
Of the experience.
Like a
Quote,
freshman
"Small
at
playable
university."
Experiences are planned. As this was happening, a new player was approaching. A Discord appeared titled Class Action for COE. A Discord dedicated
Oh,
to one
baby.
thing, to get restitution for the community that had funded this
Wouldn't
project
work.
to completion and been delivered.
Literally
nothing.
doesn't
April
work.
9th,
Kickstarter
2020,
scams never
a
get held
letter from
accountable.
Jeremy to the public, correcting a misunderstanding.
But I like the
It was
chutzpah.
never his intent. The blog post raised more questions than answered, talking about transparency, restoring the forums in a read-only
I
state.
can't believe
and
it didn't
the
come out.
Shoring of backers, 17th of August 2020, movement in the class action lawsuit Discord. Some backers had hired lawyers and the ball had started to roll. But the surprise
Oh.
here, the letters are dense in legalese, but both of them are uniform in their reply. Our clients did no wrongdoings. Our clients will not comply with your demands.
Oh, they're
So
playing
they are at
hardball.
impasse. Neither side willing to budge. The only solution, settle in court. A
Let's
costly
fucking
and
get it.
time-consuming undertaking. 3rd of
In
February
Illyria's
2021,
court. You have to play
legal papers are
in-game
filed with a
at
district
the courthouse in
court. Everything
Illyria.
is now in motion. Until today, the 1st of April 2021, when I'm recording this video, not a single soul outside of Soulbound Studios has played Chronicles of Illyria or could attest to the authenticity of the project.
Thanks to Prime
No
Brady
one
and
ever
Resub
played
Smack.
this game, and many would be waiting patiently for the legal proceedings for clarity. The prevailing sentiment being that if Jeremy wouldn't share with us the real situation, perhaps they could force him to in court. This
Good
is
idea.
The Chronicles of Illyria.
It was great. He's been crushing it. We watched like 4 Kira TV videos because he's covering so many MMO scams that I've become addicted to. And what remarkable timing, because 2 days ago they released another episode from Chronicles of Illyria. I am so excited. So we saw the pre-alpha. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, let's watch like a full Let's Play of it.
Shortcuts? Because my
Did you kill the
intuition...
guy yet?
What?
Oh no.
Oh, ooh.
Oh.
It's alright, we'll just ignore that.
That's a
flipping issue.
That'll be a time
There's the
time
skull
loss.
over in that skull hit on the left hand side. Raging River, right? Oh, he's looking.
Oh, there's some combat in here.
Oh.
In fact, it even looks pretty smooth. Oh wow.
Is he dead?
He's
Maybe.
dead.
He's
He's
dead.
definitely dead.
Very
He's
suspicious.
He's playing a death animation.
Does that count? I think.
I didn't watch him die.
You didn't watch him die.
Is that part of the requirements?
We're just gonna assume that he
I feel
died.
like you
then.
guys.
Alright, alright. And then... Is this the second or first one? Oh, this is the first one. Oh, fuck, Illyria is so beautiful. I wish our world could look like this. It's like if James Cameron made a video game. And then took a shit on it. Man, I'm about to start tearing up. Imagine spending $10,000 to own a kingdom in this shit. I think that would be worse than owning an NFT. Why would they even release this?
We're still making changes to the UI, so it might be a little small. See all the nameplates at once to make it easy to figure out where you're.
So they turned it into Roller Coaster Tycoon? Like, what is this?
Of your NPCs. So we do want to be able to give you a bird's eye view of knowing how healthy people are just by looking at them.
This does look like a game that Nintendo would have shown off at their
Let's go ahead and
direct.
click on my all survive. It's kind of what we've got, the round neck with the straight leg.
Why are you focusing on clothes so much?
Neck with no lace, short sleeve. With
Does anything
baggy
happen in this
pants.
game?
If the time and see your settlement.
Are they just making this as quickly as possible
so
to
we've been
avoid
leaving
being
this blank,
sued?
But after a recent play session,
Like, why do
in our
this?
semi-weekly playtest,
Just
we've decided that
leave.
we want to, at the very least, add tools. At its current size, it's
Wow.
currently using the same game data as one of the larger rocks, and that's because there's a lot of data and a lot of assets based on a game like this, and we have to make sure that they're all kept in sync.
Wow,
And in this case, it's
this
not.
is
And
good.
so when I'm done mining.
Alright, Chronicles of Illyria. I can sign up now to get nothing in return, I guess. Except be on Jeremy's mailing list. No, it doesn't look like you can keep funding it, which is great. I think this game looks great. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It does look pretty good. You get to do nothing, I guess, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I can't even find anything about this. On their website, they're still advertising it as an MMO, but here it's not only not called Chronicles of Illyria anymore, but it's also not an MMO. Apparently it's like a village builder where you get to pick out your character's clothes. Is that like a fashion designer thing? How confusing. Well, I have no sympathy for the people who paid $10,000. Like, you pretty much deserved it. I don't know why you would blindly throw $10K into something on Kickstarter, especially when there's literally nothing to present. That was cool. Another good MMO, another Kickstarter classic. Yeah, it received $8 million total, and there was 4 people in particular on Kickstarter that backed for $10,000 because they were told they'd get to own their own village in the MMO. I don't even understand why you'd ever believe that, nor want that. I like that they're all MMOs. Yeah, you know, the reason they're MMOs is because that's the most marketable genre. Most people play an MMO or have played an MMO at some point, so it's just the most general genre to get as many people as possible. There's an actual reason that they're all MMOs. Over the last week or so, I've been hearing a lot about a company called DKOldies. They also have an extremely successful YouTube channel with nearly 1 million subs, and the business is based around selling retro gaming. So they sell old consoles, old games, just anything and everything related to old school gaming. Because everyone likes to relive their childhood to some extent, whether it's playing old games you experienced as a kid, or having that old console that you grew up with the classics on. Nostalgia is a very powerful, fun, and beautiful thing. Well, actually, not really beautiful. Hold the beautiful on that burger, because usually when I get nostalgic, I just end up feeling sad, recognizing that I'm getting old now, and everything's changing. I can't move around as quickly as I once could. If I'm going downstairs and I miss a step, I end up hurting myself and pulling something. Time is progressing faster. Everything's going to turn to dust eventually. We're getting off track. Point is, they sell retro gaming equipment. And over the last week or so, they've been getting dunked on like it's fucking All-Star Weekend in the NBA. Everyone's been calling them a scam, whether that's YouTubers talking about their business and reviewing their products, or very upset customers that are dissatisfied with their purchases. A lot of people have come forward accusing them of being fraudulent or scammers. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about this situation until recently. I was under the impression that the big controversy was around their prices, because DKOldies prices are significantly higher than pretty much anyone else in the market. They have, on average, the highest price compared to the competition, but I don't think a high price necessarily makes them a scam by default. But after learning more about the situation, they make claims saying that they refurbish their consoles that they're selling. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest they don't. At least they don't refurbish all of them. So a lot of YouTubers have reviewed some of these consoles that DKOldies sells, and they're covered in dirt, grease, and all kinds of shit, like very yucky stuff where it's clearly not refurbished. One of them even had just actual damage on it to one of the ports. They are still functional, but they aren't refurbished, because refurbishing refers to like cleaning, repairing, like all of that is part of being refurbished, where most of them just aren't. At least not the ones that have been documented, and not the ones people are talking about having purchased from DKOldies. So I just wanted to go over this and take a look for myself if it really is a scam. I investigated it a bit on stream, so you can watch me learn about it in real time and form your own opinion on the DKOldies business. I think the word scam is overused. DKOldies clearly communicates the goods and services they provide and how much that costs. Yes, it's more expensive, but it has a market for people that want to get restored or authentic products and not deal with the sketchiness of eBay and Craigslist buys. Retro market is flooded with knockoffs, and certain people are just willing to pay more to not deal with that. Yeah, like I said, I don't know shit about the DKOldies situation. I really don't. This DKOldies Wii isn't refurbished.
Buy a console.
Is this a... So one of the main critiques I've seen about them is their prices are absurd in comparison to the others. Is this a bad price for this? I don't know. I don't know this secondary retro market or anything. So is this like super expensive? Nintendo Wii video game consoles for sale on eBay. Let's sort by... So there's some here for 40... So it looks like between 40 and 50, 40 and 60. Here's another one for 60. So this seems a little higher than like the lowest on eBay. Because it seems like it's somewhere in this general ballpark, but this is definitely on like the upper end of it. Though I am curious why it says like 120 and then crossed out and you save $60. Is it normally 120? No one is buying the cosmetically flawed one. There's an option for the good condition that's 120. Okay, so if you went to good condition here, it would go to 120. I will say though, if it normally is 120, because if it is normally 120, that is very high in comparison to what I'm seeing on the eBay listings here. Because the ones on eBay are not the cosmetically flawed. These are just like the normal, good condition Wiis. Some of them are even bundled, and they're like 50, 55 bucks. This one's 59, and it's the full Wii bundle. So that would be quite high.
And I didn't say a word.
Oh, I completely agree. eBay, it's always a coin toss if you're actually just getting fucking scammed. 100%. But I was just looking at all of the different prices there, just to get like a general range of what they normally go up for. I have to imagine if you did buy one of those, it'd come with like fucking piss stains on it or something gross.
Also, I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a lot of gunk in the fan. We might just have to open this up. Alright, I say we go ahead and boot it up and
That's
see
just part
if
of
it
the
works.
cosmetic
Well, it
flaw.
boots up. Pictures and videos I will show on the screen. First, the biggest problem was the fan. There
Jesus
was
Christ.
so much
Oh, wow,
disgusting
that's pretty
gunk on
yucky.
there. It could've, should've, and says it was clean. It wasn't. I went ahead and cleaned it. Now the weird thing is, I saw that gunk before I even opened the Wii. So did they not see it? I don't know. And then after that, the case had a lot of dust and some dirt in it. I then cleaned that out. And the Wii wasn't actually very dirty inside.
That's
but
good.
you can tell it was not cleaned or even opened. Which is totally fine. But if you're not going to open it, just don't say that you are and that you're cleaning them if you're not going to do that. People on eBay don't always clean out the consoles. People in other shops don't always clean them out. But the difference is they don't say that they're going to do that. Now, once again, when I opened the Wii,
Okay, so it seems like it's
we're
just
all-
not
yeah, but
really
there once again.
refurbished, but it's in a working condition. So then it seems like the big issue is they're saying they did something that they're not. At least not in this case. Maybe this was like some kind of special exception where they just made a big blunder, but yeah, it seems like this is pretty common. I imagine it's going to be much of the same story, right?
I bought a refurbished backwards compatible PS3 from DKOldies for $400, and in this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this.
Is that price seems kind of high for a PS3. I've definitely seen those for cheaper. I recently bought a where is it? I don't remember where I put it. I recently bought like a 360 because Jackson and I were doing that achievement competition. It was far from being in the hundreds of dollar range. I think it was like $100 in total, and that shit works perfectly. And it came with all the cords, cables, and everything. Let's see what these normally go for. Again, this is eBay, so you could be getting scammed getting these, but the range is from like $95 on the low end. Let me sort. Let me do like a sorting to make this easier. Literally the highest one is 280.
Reverse compatible.
That's actually the exact one that I still pulled up here, which is the most expensive one in the refurbished PS3 market on eBay, and it's listed at 280. The second highest one for reference is the exact same thing for 205. So the 280 one's even still an outlier.
Another third-party controller. I mean,
huge.
God, $400 for a backwards compatible PS3, cosmetically flawed, and you give me a third-party controller.
That's a cool... Wait, what is that? That's a cool controller. That looks like some shit straight out of the 90s. Wow, look at that puppy. Please do not tell me that if you do good condition, it's 600. Alright, I'm starting to see a lot of the outrage around the prices. That is... I understand charging more for the security of it. Like, hey, you're absolutely going to get what we're telling you're going to get, even though it's looking a little skeptical even in that department. But that security's not worth $400 extra on the market norm. You can buy a new PS5 for like $500. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe you can.
Something like that, but like the pictures show a DualShock 3. There's no option to choose between a DualShock 3 and a third-party controller.
Yeah, this does not look good.
Compatible, kind of make you think you're gonna get a good controller, and then they send you, you know, that the DualShock 3 that I got. I have a warranty sticker from DKOldies in place of the old warranty seal. I don't know that they can actually enforce that these days, but oh, and there's our cosmetic flaw. Nice.
Hey, now it's fixed. It's good condition now.
Here on the back, as you can see, well,
the plastic's impossible to clean.
It's
Well, I don't think anyone's expecting them to magically erase fucking whatever this is, cat scratch marks all over it. But what do you open up there and showing all the dust when this is supposed to be a refurbished and cleaned model or whatever? Like, that's... You can absolutely clean fucking dust, right? Like, that's pretty easy. I can clean dust. And I'm a goddamn idiot.
See what it looks like. Alright guys, time for the big reveal. I got all the screws all the way off and see what it looks like inside. Oh man.
Wow, factory new.
Oh, no way.
That's fresh.
Dude. I have no words. It actually looks better on camera than in person. Like in person, every single inch of this is covered in dirt, and this is... And that's what this
okay, so I think I've seen enough here. I think I now have a better understanding of exactly what's going on. So not only are their prices outrageous, they are clearly not refurbishing them. It seems like their process is just confirming if it works and nothing else, and then just calling it refurbished. So they upgrade to the latest system software, or they'll do like a full factory reset of it, and then just make sure that the games can work on it, it doesn't crash, and that's it. And then they do a huge, absurd markup without ever actually cleaning them. So my 360, I got this 2 years ago, 90 bucks. So Smash is starting? Alright, I'll swap. Hold on though, I want to see what this goes for on DKOldies. Ooh, the exact one! The exact one at 240. Ooh! Oh, actually, never mind. Marked down to 195. It's the exact one. Oh, no. Hold on. That's the bigger one. So that was the 250. I see. The 4 GB one is 150. That's no good. That's no good. That's big stinky. Uh-oh. Yeah, here. That's the exact one, and I got it for 90 at my local shop. And as for if it's refurbished or not, they actually, so at the shop, they don't even claim it's refurbished. But just looking over it right now, I don't even see any dust, and I've had this for 2 years now, so even if there was dust, I'd be like, yeah, it sounds about right. But like, it's pretty spotless, like, looking through the vents and shit. Looks nice. It's not even cosmetically flawed. There's no scratches on it or anything. $90. So I saved myself $70 instead of going to DKOldies for it. Well, I still would like to see their side.
Every day, tons of new collections get sold to us here at DKOldies. Let's take a look at this one, for example, and let's check out everything that has to happen to this Wii before we can list it for sale and it finds a new home.
And then it's shipped to customers like that.
And while it's open, he'll blow out any dust or debris that may be inside.
Yeah, so this is not exactly... I see what they're going to do. They're just going to walk through the process and say it's done like this for all of them, even though there's clear evidence that that's not the case for every single one of them. I see. Like I said, it seems like they prioritize like the fact that it works, which is good. I haven't seen a case where it just doesn't work, but it's also not getting like legitimately refurbished. So this one's getting cleaned, it seems, but all of the other examples we saw, they didn't get cleaned. And I would like to see them explain the pricing. I'm very curious on why it's so high. Yeah, so it's not exactly a response. It's, hey, we do this. Here's an example of us doing it for one console.
Then she'll make sure the Wii has the 2 doors that go on it.
Without addressing all of the very real evidence for ones that weren't
ready to list
refurbished.
for sale. Okay, now that it's been tested, repaired, and cleaned, it's ready to be listed for sale on the website while it awaits its new home.
I didn't realize how big this business was. They have almost 1 million subs and it's a corporate account. Like, that's actually extremely impressive, so I see why this became such a big deal. The word fantastic is defined by Merriam-Webster as meaning excellent. It's used to express that something is really good, even great, like Tony the Tiger says. But this definition no longer holds any meaning in my eyes. When I see the word fantastic, forevermore I will now only think of the scam game company Fantastic, the absolute clowns responsible for the day before. It is a never-ending disaster. The rain won't stop falling, but it won't wash away the tears as players who have expected that this game to be good for over a year find out that they were the victims of a giant fucking scam. So Fantastic HQ posted their official statement today where they said this. They dropped this stinky bombshell. Today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studio. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. The game has been out for 4 days and they're already throwing in the towel like, it's over. It's done. We've lost all of our money. It's kaput. And it is an absolutely revolting pile of garbage. But it's only been 4 days. I've never seen a studio give up this quickly. It really just seems like a convenient excuse to close up shop and run away and hide because of all of the shady business they'd been up to over the last year or so. But anyway, we invested all our efforts, resources, and man-hours into development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately we don't have the funding to continue the work. It's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. At the moment, the future of Day Before and Prop Night is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. We're grateful to everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. And then they go through their resume there. So the reason they keep driving home the idea that, hey, we didn't take any money from anyone during the long time of misleading the public into what we were actually working on. We didn't take any money. Thus, we can't possibly be misconstrued as some kind of illegitimate business or a scam. But there's many other ways you scam people besides taking their money directly. Like, you did inadvertently end up taking people's money through false advertisement. You did technically scam them because you advertised an open world MMO game, you advertised so many things that aren't in the actual game you released, and so many players still thought that's what they were going to get with your package. So you did still take their money eventually, even though it wasn't crowdfunded in the beginning. You still ultimately did scam your audience. But anyway, I want to break down the whole situation around this studio as well as the day before, and also there's a little bit more that's going on here besides just the closure of their studio that I'd like to talk about. I'll get into all that in just a moment. First, I want to talk about Opera GX real quick. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Opera GX is the best browser available, period. I've talked about it many times, but it is the truth. Unlike other browsers, it's not a resource hog, so using Opera is never going to like tank your performance or anything like that.
Don't get fucked by your RAM! Keep that shit under control!
Everything is super convenient with Opera because you can just have everything pretty much integrated directly into the browser, like your messaging apps, Discord, Facebook Messenger, Instagram. But there's also just so much you can do with it to customize it to your personal tastes, thanks to GX mods. You can create something entirely unique and original, or you can choose from some mods that already exist on Opera, like the Eric Andre mod.
Customize sounds, wallpaper, colors. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Another fun feature is the GX Corner, which can keep you up to date on upcoming video game release dates as well as the best deals around, so that way you can find the optimal spot to shop for the upcoming game. It's just so many fun features that Opera has. I highly recommend using Opera as your browser from this point forward. You can click the link in the description below to get started, and thanks again to Opera for sponsoring.
Get Opera GX!
Now, I'm just going to break down the basics of this if you haven't followed this story. It's something I've talked about for about a year now, and the game just came out, so it's being talked about again. I also just made a video on it. But the day before was Steam's most wish-listed game. It was a series of trailers that were advertising a product that never actually existed, and the developers, their studio, is called Fantastic. Thus, they're responsible for the most misleading marketing I've ever seen. That would be like me trying to market myself on Tinder as being 6'5". Like, you can't really tell in a lot of the photos, but eventually someone's going to find out that I'm not that tall. And that's exactly what happened with this game. Everything they were showcasing, this open world zombie game, never actually existed. So what happened is, what did release 4 days ago is this fucking mess, this wonky piece of shit that is unplayably bad. And it's clear that they never ever had that product they were showcasing for a year that people were so excited for. Now, I have a working game theory on what exactly led to all of this. I truly think Fantastic as a studio made all of these trailers to generate as much hype as possible to get like an audience hooked on their idea, their concept, to try and sell it to investors, to get a lot of investor backing behind it. So they go through this nefarious plot, they do get a ton of people excited for the day before, most wish-listed game on Steam and all that, but maybe no investors ever bid. Maybe they never received any investor backing, so then maybe they felt as though they were pressured at that point. They had their ass held to the fire. They have all of these people demanding a game that they don't have and they don't have the ability to make. And perhaps they were fearful of a potential lawsuit for what they were doing. So then they cobbled together this piece of shit in their colon and poop it out onto Steam 4 days ago, and the rest is history. It's bad. Everyone hates it because it's really, really bad. And now they feel as though they can comfortably wash their hands of this whole chapter of the book and walk away without being in, like, legal trouble or anything like that. That's what I think happened, because I have no other explanation for why they would make a fake trailer, make fake trailers for a game that they weren't actively making and never were actively making. It doesn't compute. If this was a Kickstarter thing, then I'd get it. Their whole plan was to scam people by getting a ton of money in this game they weren't making. Like, that happens all the time on Kickstarter. But here, they weren't making money throughout this process of, like, misleading people. So what the fuck was the point? I can't quite figure it out. So this is the best theory I have for it. Now, anyway, that's kind of the whole breakdown in a nutshell. Now, I definitely want to mention that the game is no longer available for purchase anymore, apparently. So everyone who's got the game has a rare gem on their hands, because you can't buy it anymore. They closed the studio and they closed access to the game, which makes sense because how could they keep the game open if the studio's not there? Where the fuck would the money go? It'd just go into like an endless void. But it seems as though the goal for this group of goofballs is now to erase the day before from the internet entirely. To wipe its presence, just poof into the night, vanish, so people could move on and forget, and they could all go to their next big scam project, perhaps, because that seems to be the direction that they're trying to go. And also, it's worth mentioning, when the day before released, they themselves posted this bullet point list of very odd things. This is just a really fishy thing that went up, and it immediately sounded some alarm bells for me. On stream, I even said to one of the players, well, I didn't say it to him. There was a player in my day before lobby who was like, man, I can't wait for the updates to really smooth out this game. I said that that's never happening. I knew this game was never going to be updated. Like I mentioned, this feels as though they put it out because they felt they absolutely had to and they had no other choice but to produce something tangible. And now that they did, they run away and can pretend it never happened. And this bullet point list is the main thing that made me feel that way. So it's like, to our future player who will dive into the game on December 7th, we made this for you. So like almost a little victory lap, you know, it's a celebration together. We'll continue improving the game and adding content. That didn't age well. It didn't even make it a fucking week before they put her down, took it behind the barn. They then have a bunch of mumbo jumbo to the haters. To a person who didn't believe in us, we made this game for you too. We accept any kind of criticism and don't hold a grudge against you. Before we continue moving forward together, kindly allow us to note a few things. Please forgive us for not doing the best marketing and teasers. We learn something new and improve ourselves every single day. Jesus. you made teasers and marketing for something that never existed. And they also copied quite a bit of things from those as well. Please don't accuse us of scamming. That's not true. We didn't take a penny from anyone. Literally begging people to just stop calling them Scam Game, even though they are Scam Game Studio. Like this is still a scam. Please don't accuse us of asset flip. That's not true also. Our team worked day and night for 5 years to make our dream game a reality, which is also not true because the actual fucking city map is an asset. They used assets. Like I don't know why they're just blatantly lying about it. And then please don't underestimate our work. It wasn't easy. We are like you, we worked hard, and we're incredibly happy that our game will finally see the light of day for everyone to explore. Saw the light of day for 4 days. It didn't even make it long enough to learn how to crawl before you gave up on it. Well, it was always the plan to give up on it, clearly. I think that was designed from the beginning. They got a huge influx of cash. I think they had like a peak player count of like 30K. That's a lot of money. Like, that is actually a lot of money that they got up front for this fucking game, this pile of shit. So they did make a pretty penny off it and then bounce. They just said, we're out. The whole thing is so scummy. I think everybody knew this game wasn't going to get any real support from this team. I think all of us were surprised they even put something out to begin with. That was the biggest shocker about any of this, that they actually produced something, even though it was barely functional and absolutely horrid to play. The fact they made something was such a surprising twist. But yeah, everything else besides that is not surprising. Them closing immediately after this comes out, after getting some money from the gamers, that super expected. I didn't think it'd be 4 days. I thought they'd close it after like a month or so of hosing people down and maybe like drip feeding a couple of meaningless updates here and there, perhaps, like maybe. I didn't expect it to be this quick, but yeah. That's kind of the whole story here, and I feel like that's probably where the legend of the day before ends. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah. The day before devs got a Kickstarter going. Do they really? Thanks, membership bean. Anyone who donates money to them should be studied, like actually studied. They blatantly got scammed by the devs before. The day before devs return, reveal new game asking for a second chance. Day before developer returns from the dead and asks for a second chance. From now on, our development and marketing will be based on the principle of honesty. Brother, just give up. Go home. This isn't anime. You scammed so many people. Blatantly scammed so many people. Just take your money that you made from it and walk away. Well, actually, no, you know what? I bet there is a not super small number of gamers who are probably going to be like, no, I saw the potential. These devs have got it. They're going to make a hit game. I'll give them $50. So they're smart to keep exploiting that, I guess. There were people unironically defending the day before. Some of you might remember that. Saying like, it's just came out. We have to give them some time to let it really cook. And I think it's a great start. This game's going to be one of the biggest games ever once they really get the next couple of updates and patches rolled out. There is no community that's more easily exploitable than gamers. Devs do it all the fucking time. Let's check that Kickstarter. How much is it raised? 215 bucks. Cool. Let's see. I don't want to get DMCA'd. They probably just stole that music. They're making a little party game. These are all the rage right now. This could be the one. They could overthrow Fall Guys and Stumble Guys with this one. Once you helped us create Fantastic through Kickstarter. Is that how it started? Man, I bet every backer really regrets that. They created a fucking villain. They created evil. It's like when they opened the sarcophagus to Emotep and brought it back to life. We sincerely apologize for everything that happened and are committed to making things right. We invite you to take a look at our plan, Fantastic 2.0, where we will share how we'll fix our past mistakes and are preparing to return better. Let's see. Download the plan PDF. I'm not doing that. You are probably going to install a crypto miner. I am not doing that at all. Why can't you just put it in plain text here? Why do I have to download your fucking PDF? I don't trust you even slightly. How about FAQ? We reflected on our past mistakes and initiated significant internal changes to drive radical improvement, discontinued the practice of involving external volunteers, and are now fully committed to a more professional approach. Honesty, transparency, and community engagement have become our top priorities. Having learned from our past mistakes, we've developed Fantastic 2.0, a plan for recovery. I'm not reading your plan. I'm not fucking downloading it. Just put it on your site somewhere. How do you plan to avoid past mistakes, and what specific steps have you taken to improve communication? It's not man, it is not just a communication problem. You lied about what game you were making. The game didn't exist for the longest time, and then you ended up just dropping an asset flip in an entirely different genre after taking so many people's money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with communication. You're fraudsters. We're committed to honest marketing, actively engaging with the community through Discord, releasing development progress reports, and conducting beta tests before official launch. All of these steps are outlined in Fantastic 2.0. I am so tired that they keep linking this and referring to it. There's something very sinister there that they want you to download, and it's not a PDF file. That's going to be something else. Has the team at Fantastic changed? I don't know why I couldn't read that. Our team has become smaller, but it still consists of the same people who created all our previous games. Well, I'm super out then. Some team members are helping out on a goodwill basis. Oh my god, you're not even paying them. Some are juggling other jobs and some are working only in the evenings. You're not even paying your employees. Oh my god. That's a crime. What? They're not even paying them. And they just, hey, you know what? Maybe they are being more transparent and honest. Yeah, so we're not paying these guys. Can you believe it? Please fund our Kickstarter. It's not a crime. They're getting exposure. You're so fucking right. That is so true. I forgot all about the exposure dollars. Why is this even in the FAQs? Who would you like to thank? Who would ever ask that? Hey, devs at Fantastic, burning question. Who do you guys want to express some gratitude towards? What is this garbage? Holy. Thanks, Fantastic. Well, I've got a sneaking suspicion this will hit its goal. Gamers do not care. They get blatantly scammed time and time and time again, but they will keep investing in the scams. Cute character design, though, like the Fluglies. That's some Spy Kids shit right there, the thumb people. Make a pledge without a reward. Yeah, let me do that. What a great deal that is. Help Fantastic return for $3. You will receive our heartfelt thanks, a special mention on the supporters wall on our website, and an exclusive backer role in the Discord server. One backer. Cool. $20, you get the game. Oh, you don't even get the game for this. I didn't even register that. Cool. $20. You get a digital copy of the game for PC, along with an exclusive role in the Discord. Additionally, your name will be featured on the supporter wall. $35. Get 2 digital copies of the game for PC, one for you and one to share. Both of you will receive exclusive roles on the community Discord. Digital Game Plus Back to Win t-shirt. Digital copy of the game for $45. Digital copy of the game for PC along with the exclusive Back to Win limited t-shirt. You'll also receive special role. I have a feeling that shirt's never going to come, but let me see. I'll assume that it's a banger of a shirt. 65 clams, 4 digital copies of the game, 1 for you and 3 friends, and then you get the shirt in the Discord. 75, you get... Wait, whoa. Wait, for 75 bucks, you don't even get the 4 copies here? You get a copy along with the hoodie. That's just worse value. $80, you get 8 digital copies and the hoodie and the shirt. $200, you get 1 copy and your name is featured in the game credits as a special supporter. You should get bullied for that. You should actually get bullied for that. If your name is in the credits of this fucking game as a special supporter, you deserve to be spit on and wedgied. And then you get your shirt and hoodie. Jesus, it keeps going. $500. Copy the game and recognized as an executive backer with prominent mention in game credits, as well as your shirt and hoodie. It's the same thing. You're $300 for the same thing. You just gave it a different name. Executive versus special. God, another $1,000. Limited edition signature collection. Showcase your dedication to Fantastic's return. Ugh. It's like a cult. Digital copy of the game, the hoodie, the shirt, and a dad hat. And then you get the elite backer roll and name and credits. Cool. It keeps going. Holy shit, $2,000. Make your mark on Escape Factory. Your name will be featured on a prominent board within one of the in-game locations. And a copy of the game. And then your fucking swag. Your hat, hoodie, and shirt. $3,000. You join the development team. They refuse to pay their employees, but you can pay to be part of their team if you want. $3,000. Join our team. You collaborate with us in designing an in-game location and work closely with our artists to bring their custom monster to life. That's so fucking adorable. Holy. Pay $3,000 to do their work for them for free. Another tier. $5,000. Get your own in-game exclusive pet that will follow you wherever you go, making your adventure more unique. And then you get all your swag and shit. Oh, and a special video message. I keep forgetting about that. I bet that's a banger. $12,000. Enjoy an unforgettable dinner with the founders of Fantastic. Also, you're going to pay for dinner. You're going to pay $12,000 for the privilege of going to dinner with them and then paying for their dinner. I promise. I guarantee they're not covering your meal. Oh, and you're going to pay for your own flight out there, by the way. Dinner with them, $12,000, huh? Cool. What value? What fucking value? You don't even get the swag with it? Do you not? I didn't even read the rest. I assumed you did. Oh my god, you don't even get the dad hat, the hoodie, the shirt, or anything? Do you not even get to make your own custom monster either? $12,000 is actually just a dinner. You're literally just getting a dinner. Oh my god. Where do I sign up? Oh, there's a comment here. Escape Factory, let's go. Oh, it's Michael Super Packer. He's in the stream. Hey, Michael. It's crazy. Like, what? How are you here? It's like he smells when I'm looking at Kickstarter. This is the Air Umbrella Michael Superbacker. That's actually unbelievable. What a fucking legend. This dude's got some kind of like worm on my computer where he searches, like he's able to get notified whenever I touch Kickstarter. He just spent $12K on it. No, I think he probably did it. Yeah, he did like $1. He actually did a single dollar. Went from $2.17 to $2.18 just so he could leave this comment. Well, that was interesting. I'm going to check back on this in like 5 hours, and hopefully that number's either gone down or not changed. This dev team should not be able to stay in business. They are scammers. Legitimate scammers.